Why not now? What a good time to set your goals, work on yourself, work on your skills. What a good time to get it together. What a good time to start this process. Personal development, growing, changing, developing, having a good plan for your money and for your life and for your future. Why not now?
What's now? No opportunities wasted. Listen to me carefully, guys. Listen to me very carefully. You got to hear what I'm saying. This is important. There are 86,400 seconds in a day, and if you maximize each and every one of them, you will live like you want to live, you will have what you want to have, and you'll be what you want to be.
You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. If you just remain how you are, you'll always have what you've got. But if you're willing to make changes, the next 5 years of your life can be totally different than the last 5. If you don't change, chances are excellent the next 5 will be like the last 5. For things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, it's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens. Direction determines destination. All you got to do is make a little change in direction to arrive at a brand new destination in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
You either have to change your life. That is, you got to say, you know what, my body isn't there, I'm going to go work out. My relationship isn't there, I'm going to change it. You know, I'm not making what I got to make, I'm going to retool, I'm going to get a new skill, I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do something. You have to do something to change your life. Or, in order for you to be happy, you can't change your life, you're going to have to change your blueprint. Usually in life it requires a little bit of each. Does that make sense? And if you change your life and change your blueprint, you can have an extraordinary life. Because all of us are going to have times in our life when what we want or think life should be like isn't going to match how life really is. Those moments, if we blame, our life goes into pain. If we change, we can change our life and match our blueprint. The fact that you're not happy has nothing to do with what you have or don't have. The fact that you're not happy is that your life doesn't match the way you think it should be. You have some idea of how you think it should be.
Listen to me. There are those of you where what you're doing is that there are 10 opportunities in a day and you're taking advantage of 7 of them and you think you're doing something. Yep, you gotta hear me. You gotta hear me. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you've heard me say this time and time again. The way you spend your 24 hours, it determines how you live.
If you want the future to change for you, you've got to change. If you don't change, the next 6 years of your life is going to be just like the last 6. You'll still be behind on your bills. You'll still be behind on your promises.
No opportunity wasted. Again, no opportunity wasted.
So all of you who say, you don't understand my situation, you don't understand my house, you don't understand what I've been through, you don't understand my circumstance. No, you don't understand that nests must be built from broken branches. If you can build a whole nest from broken branches, you can build a whole house with broken people. But it's got to be built. The problem today is we want prefab houses. See, nobody wants to do the work of building the kid. They want to scream at the child. They want to beat the child. They want to yell at the child. But the child has learned a lot of that behavior from what was modeled in front of them. And you have to get down on the ground level wherever they are, even if it's the juvenile detention center. You got to go where they are and start building that child block by block by block while people are talking about you. While they're criticizing you, while they're saying, where's your God? And I thought you were a Christian. You don't have time to worry about what people think on the outside, because this family thing is too important for me to be yelling back at my neighbors. Build that child. What good is it to build a house if you lose the child? Build the child. The child will outlast the house. Build the child. The child will take care of you when you're old. Build the child. I know they're broken. I know they're crazy. I know they got on your nerves. I know they cuss you out. I know you feel like nothing. But when you get through feeling like that, get down on the floor and start building that child. Because you can't have a nest if you can't work with broken branches. And everything you see is cracked somewhere. And the only reason you don't know it is because you haven't got close enough to see where the cracks are. These three areas build that which is broken down. You got to have economic support. You got to have economic support. I know you all think that once you're a Christian, all you have to do is speak in tongues and wait on Jesus. The Jesus bus is going to come get you and take you to be with Jesus. But while you're waiting at the bus, you're going to get hungry. When I got ready to talk to my wife about life insurance, she said, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to have no discussion with you about that. I said, oh, yeah, we're going to have a discussion about this. She said, I don't know who you're going to leave it to because I ain't going to care. I'm going to be crazy. I said, you're going to be crying and you're going to be hollering and you're going to be screaming, but you're going to have to go to the bathroom, so you're going to need toilet paper. You're going to get thirsty, so you're going to need water. Sooner or later, you're going to get hungry, so you're going to need food. And if we don't have no gas oil, you're not going to be able to eat. I've never seen anybody so grieved that they didn't go to the bathroom and eat and live and breathe, and it's going to bring you back to reality. You need stuff. You need stuff. You can't pray away your need for stuff. You cannot put spiritual solutions over practical need. And anything that's not grounded can blow away. It can blow away. And it's expensive to lose it. Emotionally, mentally. It's expensive generationally. I'm not saying you can't survive it. I'm not saying you can't make it on your own. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't pay your own bill. I'm not saying you can't take care of yourself. You can do it, but there will be a deduction. You didn't believe you were dumb till you heard you were dumb. You didn't believe you couldn't learn till you heard somebody say you couldn't learn. You didn't believe you were unattractive till you heard somebody say. Your unbelief is a result of something you heard about yourself, that you believed about yourself, and your life has fulfilled the prophecy you heard about yourself. You're crazy like your daddy. You're just like your mammy. All of these are curses. They may not be cussing, but they're curses that were pronounced over you that said you couldn't do this or that or the other. And the more you heard it and rehearsed it and even argued about it and said you didn't believe it, every time you faced a challenge, tell me the truth, don't those voices come back up? Every time you hit a low place, don't those voices come back up again? Every time things go wrong, don't those voices come back? You have never changed your belief. And you will never completely be healed or whole until you change the voice inside of your own head. And nobody can do this but you. New friends can't do it. New clothes can't do it. More money can't do it. More women can't do it. More sex can't do it. They can camouflage it, but they can't cure it because you are snared by the words of your own mouth. You can't get enough people to tell you you're pretty when you think you're ugly. That's why you keep needing some more. until you change the words that are in your head, your opportunities will continue to hemorrhage.
I want you to stop gathering information from outside yourself and start gathering it from the inside.
I once heard somebody say that I never met a critic that's doing better than me. I never met a hater that's doing better than me, and that's the truth. I love my haters. I love my critics. You know, it would be amazing. It would be amazing if motivation only came from positive places. And, you know, a lot of people say that, a lot of people speak on that, but I don't think that's true, and I strongly disagree. I think you become more motivated when you're able to transform it and turn it into a positive. And sometimes our best motivation, sometimes I'm my most motivated by my critics, by people who are negative, by people who told me I'm too young, from people who told me I can't do it, I'm not cut out for it. That drives me.
Find out the reasons that will make you strong, that will make you walk by faith and not by sight, that will make you pursue your dream when everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. And let me tell you something, that's a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling, particularly people that you're doing it for, or people that stand to benefit the most, or people who should be the #1 members in the encouragement club, but they end up saying, you can't do it, and they become members of the discouragement club. Oh, it hurts very badly. I know what that's like. Have people that you love close to you that look at you with that look and say, why don't you try something else? Why don't you give up? I say, but this is my life. I have got to do this.
Everyone tells you what to do and what's good for you. They don't want you to find your own answers. They want you to believe theirs.
The one commodity that is most valuable on this earth is time. Time to love, time to live. From the moment the human body is born, it begins dying. I don't think you quite caught that. Let me say it again. From the moment the human body is born, it begins dying. Some happen faster, some happen slower. Some of us help them go faster, and some of them prevent it from happening sooner than later. Coach Hyde coming to you live on the field of life. How many seconds, how many minutes do we waste every day doing things that are nowhere near the goals and aspirations and passions that we have inside? How many times do you go through the course of a day and realize, did I do anything I set out to do today? Write down those goals each and every day. No matter if it's 2 goals a day. If you can accomplish those, then you're doing more than just making it through the day. You are living and achieving your dreams. You know, as inspirational speakers, we don't want to just talk to you. We want to live that as well. I've done that in my life as well. Find time to better yourself. Read, explore, research. Live life. Do things you've never thought of doing before. That's what it's all about. When you're born, that's that date that they put on the left side of the tombstone. When you die, they put another date on the right side of the tombstone. But that dash in the middle is the most important thing on that tombstone. That is a line that throughout that entire time frame, you were able to impact and touch others' lives. You were able to leave your mark on this earth. You were able to build a legacy that nobody could change. You were able to have it to where people remembered who you are no matter what. When you're living for that dash in the middle, you're going to remember your why. Your why you're here. Not the why did you do something. Your why, your reason for getting up in the morning, your reason for pushing yourself past the brink of exertion and giving up. Your reason for moving on and getting things done in life. That dash in the middle, that's the thing that pushes you. Just stop for a second. Write down your why. What are you doing this for in life? If your why doesn't make you cry, then that's not your why. Again, if your why doesn't make you cry, then that's not your why. Your why should be something so big that it moves your family tree. Your why should be something so big that it changes the whole outlook on how things are with you and your home, your family, your religion, your purpose. Think about your passion. Think about your opportunities. And that's how you find your purpose. OPP. When that why meets up with your passion, your opportunity, your purpose, then you'll find out. The most important day in your life is the day you remember why you were born.
I want to explain to you how you can live an easy life, you know? Accomplishing goals and being successful and going out in the world, and that's tough. The only way to live an easy life is to basically give up on all your dreams and aspirations and just sit around doing nothing. Shit that is easy is not worth accomplishing. Therefore, a life that is easy is not even worth living. Nothing in this world is worth having or doing unless it means effort, pain, and difficulty. Won't you listen to me? You listen to me good. You are going to die. All of you. You, all your friends, your family, everyone you know, everyone you care about is going to die. If you love life, do not waste time, because time is what life is made of.
So if you respect and appreciate the time that you've been given, why aren't you out there doing what you want to do? What you need to be telling yourself is, it's unacceptable to be sitting around and procrastinating. And I no longer want to be a loser. I no longer want to be average. I know what it is that I want, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to get it.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You've got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row.
But you don't need to. If you don't really want it. How badly are you wanting success? Rather than actually working towards your dreams, a lot of you are just thinking about it. I have high hopes for everybody watching this. I want to remember your name.
It is not the things we do in life that we regret on our deathbed. It is the things we do not. Because I assure you, I've done a lot of really stupid things. None of them bother me. All the mistakes and all the dopey things and all the times I was embarrassed, they don't matter. Find your passion, and in my experience, no matter what you do at work or what you do in official settings, that passion will be grounded in people. And it will be grounded in the relationships you have with people and what they think of you when your time comes.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's from an old Chinese proverb. Most people have heard it or have come across it at some point. And the meaning's pretty straightforward, right? It advocates having the courage to take that step towards a goal. And that's huge. You're making that decision to move forward towards something you want. But it's what happens immediately following that first step that I'm interested in. What happens when the journey's begun? And it's you and your goal, and all of a sudden you realize how long that road ahead really is. You know, this is a turning point for a lot of people. And those who can succeed are able to take their daunting, intimidating goal or journey and see it for what it really is. Just a bunch of small, manageable tasks strung together. You know, when you look at why people quit, a lot of the time it's because they were overwhelmed by their goals and ambitions. Let's say you have, this wonderful plan in your head to climb a mountain. You're thinking about that feeling of being on top, looking down with pride, Every time you think about it, your heart starts racing. So you pack your stuff, you make your way down to the base of the mountain, and then you look up. Different ball game, right? Now the entire mountain's in front of you, and you realize that that's no small feat. That is when people walk away. When they aren't able to see a challenge as a sum of tiny steps, they see it as a crazy, impossible task. It's like saying you want to be the next Tom Brady or Kobe Bryant. It's a tall mountain to climb. It's like trying to hit a target from a mile away. But if you can identify and map out what you need to conquer in order to become a better basketball player or football player, and begin taking those small steps, improving every day, that makes dreams real. That's what gives goals life. The ability to see your objective not as a marathon, but as a series of little 400-meter stretches. Stepping stones. You know what your objective is today, tomorrow, the end of the week, and the end of the year. And completing them day by day, these little victories, that's what gives your dream life. It's what gives you momentum. You feel good about the process. And by the way, when things blow up in your face, which happens every so often on this little place we call Earth, you'll have that foundation and that sense of accomplishment to stay focused, because your approach is tangible and it's realistic. This applies with everything. Losing a job, a breakup, failing a test. These things are monumental if you allow them to be. You know, they can turn into that unclimbable mountain. Or they can roadmap a new path for you. And if you define what you want, you define success, and begin stepping towards it 1 hour, 1 day at a time, you'll get where you want to be quicker than you thought.
What changes our whole life is action. Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision. The point in which change happens is the decision.